For the third and final leg of my family's visit to Europe, we hopped on a plane to Paris for the weekend. The city is incredible and has so many sights to see and places to go that you could be here for a month before you really got a chance to see everything. One of our first stops was a can't-miss visit to one of the central landmarks of Paris and France, the Musée du Louvre. Located on the right bank of the Seine River and originally built as a fortress under Philip II in the late 12th century, this gigantic 652,000 square foot museum is not only spectacular, but it's also the most visited museum in the world and one of the world's largest, and is even considered a historical monument. The architecture, especially the ceilings, is almost as impressive as the masterpieces displayed within the walls. The museum opened in 1793 with an exhibition of 537 paintings from around the world. Over time, that small collection, if you will, has grown to include nearly 35,000 objects dating back from prehistory all the way to the 19th century. It's so massive that if you spent just 1 minute looking at each piece of artwork and spent every day in the museum from open to close, it would take you 83 days to see it all. Over 8.5 million people visit the museum every year, but it's so big that it never really gets too terribly crowded, even though there are a lot of people in it at the same time. Holdings have grown steadily through donations and gifts since the Third Republic. As of 2008, the collection is divided among 8 curatorial departments: Egyptian antiquities, Near Eastern antiquities, Greek, Etruscan, and Roman antiquities, Islamic art, sculpture, decorative arts, paintings, and prints and drawings.
Where do you come from, man? You come from anywhere. You come from country where waterfalls feed to the sea. I heard the English say you got the best of it when Raleigh washed up and found gold all in his hand. There was a woman who gave all her pearls. The ocean rolling rolled them from the new world. And in the morning, rebel you call, but you know he's only breaking the law. There was a hill coolie, a transatlantic sail. There came a day when they broke away from up their chains. In country tempers run like Caribbean sun, and the water flows Jesse when he went home. There was a woman who gave all her pearls. The ocean rolling rolled them from the new world. And in the morning, rebel you call, but you know he's only breaking the law.
What's interesting is that many of these artifacts were damaged in different wars and battles. If you look close, you can see where they were actually pieced together when they were recovered from the ruins by archaeologists and actually reassembled for use in the museum. Notre Dame was another must-see. Located on the Ile de la Cité, the Gothic Roman Catholic Cathedral is one of the finest examples of French Gothic architecture in all of Europe. The stained glass that adorn the outside are enormous works of art that each actually tell their own story if you can look close enough. I, of course, made an offering and lit a candle. And we saw the famous Lonely Gargoyle, which is the most photographed gargoyle in the world, protecting the left flank of the church. The metro system is the second biggest in Europe, carrying 4.5 million passengers a day on 16 lines that stop at some 300 stations. We rode one of the famous double-decker metro cars to our next destination, the most visited monument in the world, and of course, I'm talking about the Eiffel Tower. I was blown away by the sheer size of Gustav Eiffel's 1,063-foot tall iron lattice structure. Constructed as the entrance archway for the 1889 World's Fair, the Eiffel Tower was the tallest structure in the world until 1930. You can choose to walk up the some 600 steps to the second floor, but in the bitter cold we elected to take the lift instead. At the second floor, the views are incredible, and at 95 meters, you're still not even halfway up yet. We switched lifts and got on the next one going up to the top floor. At the top, you can choose to stay inside and look out over Paris through glass windows, or you can go up one more flight of stairs and walk outside where you can feel the wind and cold at 1,000 feet above the city. Outside, the temperature is probably about 20 degrees colder than on ground level, and the wind chill when we were there must have been close to 10 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit, but the views were well worth it. We arrived at dusk, so we got back to the bottom just in time to catch the first spectacular light display that happens every night. The next day, we walked to the famed Arc de Triomphe, which was built to honor those who fought for France during the Napoleonic Wars. It is located in the center of Place Charles de Gaulle, a hectic roundabout where 12 straight avenues meet. There are so many accidents here that most insurance companies has declared that any accident is 50% each driver's fault, no matter what the condition. We ventured down Champs-Élysées, the famous street with dozens of high-end stores and restaurants. We sampled some of the delicious local French dishes, including lamb and, of course, escargot. We saw a bridge where lovers come to lock up their love and throw away the key into the river. We ate roasted chestnuts and wandered over to the Place de la Concorde, where the obelisk is. This monument was originally built for the Ramses II tomb and was moved to Paris by river in 1836. The monument is the original location of the guillotine that was responsible for over 1,800 beheadings during the French Revolution and the Reign of Terror, most notably Marie Antoinette, King Louis XVI, and Maximilien Robespierre. From there, we walked through the Tuileries to La Orangerie, where Monet's incredible water lilies are displayed. Several of these massive paintings span across areas of more than 40 feet. Our last stop was Musée d'Orsay, an old train station that was almost destroyed, but fortunately was instead converted into a famous museum. The building is amazing and displays a wide range of paintings and sculptures.
Where's my soul gone to? I'm a shadow of the man. Where's my soul gone to? Where's my soul gone to? Where's my soul gone to?
Van Gogh's paintings, I'd have to say, were probably my favorites. There's something about them that just set them apart from everything else that we looked at.
Hey!
Overall, my family and I had a great trip, and I was really glad I had the chance to see them in Europe. It was time for them to head back to America and me to head back to Prague to get ready for another week.